Hi, we are
Intermezzo. I'm Luca.
and I'm Hannah.
So, we've decided to have fun somewhere, and this time we went to Disneyland Hong Kong. And we'd like to share this experience and our personal thoughts on this one day trip. So, here are some info on Hong Kong Disneyland. It is established in 2005 September, and it is located on Reclaimed Island in Penny's Bay, Lantau Island.
And this theme park has Disneyland Resort on the side. It consists of 7 areas: Adventureland, Grizzly Gulch, Mystic Point, Toy Story Land, Fantasyland, Tomorrowland, and Main Street, USA.
So, from 2005 until now, Disneyland Hong Kong has actually changed a bit. And mostly, they have new areas opened and they have new attractions opened, including this Grizzly Gulch, Mystic Manor, and they have something new called Fairy Tale Forest. It's for people to go in for a photo.
It's somewhat like a maze, right?
It's somewhat like a maze, but then it's quite photogenic
Yeah.
in a way.
So apart from that, there are a few changes to some of the rides in there. For example, originally there was the Space Mountain, which now is rethemed with Star Wars and is named Hyperspace Mountain. And there is also a new ride called Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle in Tomorrowland, which I believe originally was something related to Buzz Lightyear.
It's like the same ride, but then it's Buzz Lightyear themed. So you've got Buzz Lightyear and the Little Green Man. Something like that. It's quite cute.
Now it's become Ant-Man and the Wasp, but it's like the similar like shooting themed
Yes.
ride.
And also the castle in Disneyland has actually changed. They've reopened the castle this year, and it's still the same that you can't go into the castle, but the outlook changed quite a lot. And there are bits and pieces from every Disney princesses incorporated into the castle design, like on the towers and spires, etc. And there is something remotely a mosaic glass window at the back of the castle, and there are features of all princesses.
I think we went past it and it was quite high up, so
Yeah.
it was sort of like a struggle to make it out, but like there are icons of princesses from like Snow White to Moana, and it's quite interesting. So let's go to something that left us with deep impression. Which ride left your deep impression?
I do have the deepest impression on the Mystic Manor ride. What about you?
For me, it's the big Grizzly Mountain Runaway Minecart. So
It's what to say.
yeah. It's quite a long name, but like basically it's a ride on the Grizzly Mountain. So it's like a ride that has a little bit of a drop. It's quite fast, and one special thing about it is it boomerangs around. So you go front and then you go backwards onto another route in the ride. So I think that's quite interesting and exciting because like not a lot of rides will allow for the boomerang effect. And one thing about it is that guests that ride on this ride must be taller than 112 centimeters. So it's not exactly for children. And this ride is outdoors, so yeah, that's one thing about this ride. What about the Mystic Manor?
The ride is indoors and the aircon is actually quite strong. Well, it's you know what? It's a good news in when you go into Disneyland in
Sure.
summer. It's really hot.
Yeah.
And so, apart from the aircon though, the actual outlook of the ride is, I think, is quite detailed. It really looks like the Mystic Manor in other Disneyland, and the inside, like actually when you're waiting, when you're queuing for the ride, they have like little pictures and little models on the side, and they actually give you a slight background on Mystic Manor. And then the whole ride is quite interesting. Like they don't have any rails on the ride. They use like a magnet to guide the carts, and then you go around, and then it's quite realistic. So that's why it gave me quite a deep impression. Like you do see things change in some way, and yeah, I think that's why it left me the deepest impression.
I liked how like some of the pictures would change as you know when you spin past it on those rides. And there's also like a specific storyline to it, which is different from the other Mystic Manors, or like from what we heard.
Yeah.
The Mystic Manors from other Disneylands are different. So yeah, we'll leave the rest of the story for anyone who visits Disneyland Hong Kong to find out. So while there are like rides that left us a deep impression, there are also like a few challenges during that day trip.
Yeah, one of it is the weather. The weather is really hot, and not much places allow us to go in and sit down, and especially when you are trying to find a restaurant to sit in. I think recently, like most restaurants in Disneyland just don't open, and then we sort of went to one. We tried to went to one in what's it called, the Adventureland, and then it wasn't open, so we have to walk all the way to the one in the Mystic Manor area.
I think we went past quite a few actually. Like, we went past the one in Tomorrowland, which wasn't really, a place to sit in. It was more of a fast food thing, which we didn't want. And then we went past was that Adventureland? We went past Fantasyland also.
Yeah.
And then at the end we had to, settle down at Mystic Point. So that was like, we covered a few areas in the search for food.
Yeah, because it's literally just too hot to eat outside, and they don't have much hot food offer from the food carts. They have mostly like popcorns and corns and like ice pops and stuff like that.
Yeah. So if you want like food instead of fast food, finding a restaurant, you'll need to, really search.
Or maybe just ask somebody, like the staff.
Yeah, I think if you ask the staff, they might be able to tell you like which restaurants are open on that particular day and which aren't. So that will sort of ease the pain of like, trying to find food a bit.
Yeah, especially when you're carrying children with you.
Yeah. So apart from that, also about, having your children with you, a lot of the rides in Disneyland Hong Kong are outdoors. So if you're riding with your children, or if you're putting your children on rides and waiting for them to finish their ride, you'll be prepared to, burn in the sun for a bit. So yeah, I guess that's one thing. Some of the rides actually aren't outdoors. Some of the rides are quite nicely indoors, like the Small World.
Oh yeah, that one you can wait like literally indoors, and that's, I think, as I remember, that's the only one that you can wait like really indoors.
They have a big queue area indoors.
Yeah, I mean, even for Mystic Manor, if you have to queue, the first half an hour or like 15 to 20 minutes we're queuing like outdoors, and then we're moving gradually into the strong aircon area.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that gets better.
Yeah.
But I think for most of the rides, they are outdoors, and even say, for example, for the Winnie the Pooh ride, it's outdoors. Oh, and another thing is, if you're queuing for shows, you better like plan beforehand.
Yeah.
Because when I first went to Disneyland, there aren't many people queuing for shows, and people went for the rides mostly. And I don't know why, but maybe the sun is too strong, people are going for the shows. I think we tried to went to the, what's that called? The book theater or whatever.
Oh yeah, so something like that.
That one. And then we end up had to go to the second time slot because there are just too many people. We went there earlier. We arrived early.
Like 1 hour early.
Yeah, 1 hour early. And then there's still like we're almost the end of the queue, and they almost cut people going in like queuing for the show already. So this is one point to note.
We were suffering queuing up for that too. Like,
yeah, it was.
It
really
was
hot.
outdoors.
Yeah.
The queue was outdoors, and like we were like, oh no! Like we had fans of us, which sort of saved it a bit. So.
So this is a really quick review of our experience. But then the point is, if you really want to go, I think weekday will be much better because there's less queuing time.
Basically, avoid vacations and avoid weekends. And yeah, considering amusement parks in Hong Kong, I think this is a bit pricey, particularly if there's no discount for tickets. And like if you're particularly looking for exciting rides, this might not be what you want. I mean like the Grizzly Bear and the Hyperspace Mountain, that's okay, but like if you're looking for something, like 360 degrees, upside down turn, that's it's not Disneyland, definitely not.
If you want exciting rides, you might want to go to another amusement park, starting with O.
Yeah.
That one. They have more exciting rides, like really 300 degrees roller coasters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, we wanted a bit of chill away from reality, so we went to Disneyland.
Honestly, the experience was quite magical, especially if you like Disney. Like we had a lot of fun going around and like taking pictures, having fun on the rides.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
It was quite a fun experience for us.
Yes, so this is our really quick review on our Disney trip, and we hope you like it.
So, this is
Intermezzo. Bye!